good, y'all? You already saw the title of this video. I'm gonna be doing an eyebrow routine. Okay, so first things first, sorry if you can hear stuff in the background. Anyways, so skincare is first. So I exfoliated this morning and I double cleansed. So I did like a regular cleanser and then I did the exfoliating cleanser. And then I followed up with like a really hydrating just facial oil. Y'all know I fucks with the oils. Yeah, and I just let it sit. You don't want to start your makeup right after you moisturize because I feel like you don't give your skin enough time to absorb the moisture. So I let my skin sit. I let everything get absorbed. So now we can move on to the brows. I always do my eyebrows before anything else on my face, unless I'm just doing like a natural brow, then you know it don't matter. So I'm just gonna brush out my brows first. My brows are not done right now. Probably the worst time to do an eyebrow routine, but I can always do an updated one because I feel like I'm always changing how I do my brows. But I've been getting a lot of questions on my brows and I just thought this is an easier way for me to teach. So I'm using this item Brow Chow Ultra Fine Brow Definer. This is in Deep Brunette. This is what the pencil looks like. This doesn't really, it comes with like a little brush on the side too. I don't really use that though. It doesn't, I mean, yeah, I guess it is dark, but I use it very light-handedly. Sorry, I'm gonna be like really close to the mirror. Okay. Yes, so I just start by tracing the top of my brow. I don't go all the way to the front either. I'm kind of staying like right where my where the iris of my eye stops. I don't want to go all the way in the front. And then to do the tail, because I shaved off the tail of my brow, I kind of been liking the straight brow. I kind of frown. And then I will fill in the tail. And then just go along the bottom very light-handedly. I'm not pressing hard at all. Because as you can tell, my eyebrows are already naturally very light. They're like a taupey color to me. And so I try to keep it in the same color family, you know. So there's that one. I know it doesn't look like much, but it's because this is basically like the rough outline of my whole brow. So then I just do the same. I put most of the product on the arch. Is this the arch? The top of the arch of my brow. And I don't stress about trying to get them even right now because we're gonna clean them up anyway. So I'm really just tracing the natural shape and then we will edit it whenever we clean them up. So I'm gonna take my spoolie again and just make sure all my brow hairs are going the way I want them to. Excuse me. And then, okay, so I alternate between two brushes to clean up my brows. I use something like this sometimes, just like a squared off brush. It's really thin too, as you can see, it's like super thin. That I just got on Amazon. I just looked up, what did I look up? Like straight brush, straight concealer brush, something like that. But I got that on Amazon. And then I also use this Morphe M421, which is like a traditional little concealer brush. It's really tiny. Like, it compared to the size of my nail is like comparable. So, today I'm going to use this one, just because that's what I'm feeling. And then, for concealer, I just use LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is really old. I really need to get a new one. But this one is in Pure Beige. If you're around my skin tone and you want to, you know, have the exact shade. And then I use this. This is really dirty. I use this NYX Conceal Correct Contour Palette. I just use it to put my concealer on. As you can see, there's old concealer on that. So I just squeeze out a little bit onto just a surface. It doesn't really matter where. You can always wipe it off. It's just makeup. And then that way I can kind of control how much I'm putting on my brush. So I'll get a little on both sides of the brush. And then this is the part that makes them really sharp and defined. This is going to take some practice. Do not expect to get it right on the first try because you will be disappointed. You need to actually do your eyebrows every day to get the hang of it. Just saying. Just letting it be known. What the hell? Okay, so I start from the inside and I kind of lay my brush parallel to my eyebrow, and I do raise my eyebrows to do this part. So I'm gonna go under. Didn't take up enough concealer. There we go. And then I'm just gonna follow the shape, but I'm not gonna go right up under it because I find that makes your eyebrows look a little weird. Like, I'd rather them be overdrawn in a sense than underdrawn, you know? Like that. Oh, I guess I'm doing an arched brow today because I curved my concealer. So like that. Okay, so there's the first line. Is it perfect? Probably not, but it's still wet, so you have a lot of time to play with this concealer. It doesn't like dry down immediately, so it's okay if it's not perfect. I'm gonna go off camera, do this eyebrow, and then I'll be back with the next step. Okay, another thing I forgot, I do go ahead and connect the concealer in the middle so I can see if they're not the same but similar. Because I do not believe in identical eyebrows. Sometimes it happens, just like sometimes people have twins and they're identical, but it won't always happen. Okay, so now that I have the lines under both my eyebrows, now I'm going to do the exact same thing but on the top. So yes, so as below, so above. So I'm going to take my brush and kind of see the angle that my concealer is going under it, and I'm going to place it above my eye, kind of rest my brush there, and then start dragging along. You can start like really far in the front too for this, and don't be afraid if you think you're going too much into your brow, because I'm going to show you a step that will fix that if you feel like you went too far down, if that makes sense. So yeah, ooh, see right there? I definitely went too far down. But it's okay. I'm actually going to just mimic it right here. That way the whole brow looks the same, you know? And then we'll just fix it later. So yes. So while we're doing this step, we're kind of finalizing the shape. So make sure the shape is looking how you want it to look. Whether it be like a straight eyebrow, or if your arch is in a different place than mine, you know. You can really take this method for any brow shape. Yeah. And if you have thicker brows, I would say start with the concealer. Would I say that? Maybe I'll do another video with a model that has thicker eyebrows than me, and then we will figure it out together. Okay. See, like I thought I went too far down into my brow, but I'm actually kind of liking how it looks. Make sure you take a step back too. Like, once you do a step, bring your mirror farther away from you and see, because it's always gonna look, you know, nobody's in your everyday life, nobody's like this close to your brow, you know? So make sure you take a step back, look in a different mirror, and see what you like, what you don't like. That will help a lot too. Different perspectives. Excuse me. Okay, I'm gonna do the other brow, and then I'm also gonna connect them in the middle just like I did below. Okay, now that I'm here, looks pretty even, I'm not gonna lie. But what I do to check is I place my brush right here, and see that angle. I try and mimic it on this side, and it's pretty much the same angle. Do that for the bottom too. Yeah. This doesn't always happen, guys, okay? I don't always have even eyebrows. So now we're gonna blend out the concealer. And I just use this Vasanti angled concealer detailer. It's just like a really round, fluffy brush that has like an angle on it. And then always start with the side that you put down first, just to make sure that it gets blended out nicely, like that. And then I'm just gonna go around my whole brow. And I'm gonna speed this part up. I just want to include it so you guys see like every step, you know. But nothing special here. I'm just blending out the concealer. On the top of my brows, I do blend away. Like, under here I blend with the brow. Here I blend up and out. Just so it's like seamlessly blending with the rest of my skin, you know? And this is why it's also important to hydrate before you start your makeup, because if you try and put like a light concealer all over your brows and there's any dry skin, dead skin, anything like that, it will show. It will most definitely show. So make sure you're taking care of your skin as well as, you know, playing with makeup. Okay, so for this middle part, I tend to do a couple of things. Where's my other, okay. I either use like a really big dense brush like this, or I use a stippling brush. I'm gonna go for the dense brush today just because I want this to be as smooth as possible, and I literally will do this in between my brows and then just blend. Blend, 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 blend. And then like these little corners right here, you don't want to keep those. So blend into your brow. So those corners, so those corners are not there. Same thing, I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush. Same thing to the top one, the top line, just blend it away. So no one knows your trade secrets. I kind of blended a lot actually. Like this little corner was very harsh and I just took the concealer away basically. And that way it's not like a blunt stop to your brows, you know? Yeah, now that I've done those steps, they pretty much look done. If you like the way this looks, you could just keep it like this, honestly. I'm gonna do a couple more steps. See what I mean? I lifted up my mirror and I saw some concealer that I didn't like. And so I just edit it. Constantly editing the brows. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with an eyebrow brush, and this is really old. A lot of my brow stuff is like either old or brand new, but anyways, this is a Milani brow kit. I think this is a Brow Fix brow kit. This is in the lightest color, I believe. I really like it because of this color right here. I like this color because it's not too warm. Like, it's a little warm, but it's more on the neutral side. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my brows as neutral as possible. I don't want them really warm, and I don't want them really cool tone, so I'm trying to find like a balance, especially because I have like colored hair now, so I want the focus to be my hair and the cleanliness of my brows, not like a super harsh color. So what I'm going to do with this is, you see how right here, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, it's like a little bit higher here, and there's like this dip right here. I am going to take my brush, and I'm just going to, with that powder, I'm just going to press and straighten up that line. And then boom. Looks like it was never there. Also, I'm going to fill in like any little gaps that I didn't do with my pencil. Do some in here. A lot of empty space in here. Ugh, it looks warm. I really do not like the look of warm brows on myself. Maybe it's dirty actually. Make sure your brushes are clean, guys. And then to do the tail, I will change my positioning a little bit. And just go in. So basically I'm like retracing the concealer lines and fixing anything where I felt like I went too deep into the brow. Like final touches. You see, like that one looks better, neater, fuller, and then this one there's still a little bit of gapping like up at the top. So I'm gonna fix it while trying to keep them as even as possible. And if you feel like you went too far, you know, like overdrawing them, like on the top or the bottom, just go back in with concealer. Simple as that. So now that you have your desired shape, fullness, cleanliness, this is a part that I think people don't know about. I've seen like one other makeup enthusiast do this, but I have to do the other part of my face before I do this, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that my base is done, okay, so if you were just doing like a natural makeup, you didn't want to wear foundation, because I know I haven't been wearing foundation during COVID because I'm wearing a mask, you know, and I'm trying to save my skin some of the, you know, clogged pores. So you could skip doing your face entirely. You don't have to do that. You can still do this method. So now all I have to do is set my face. Can you kind of gather what we're going to be doing? You can use a translucent powder. I'm going to use my Hourglass powder today, but you could also use something with a little more pigment. I do the one with a little more pigment sometimes because this is a YC collection setting powder. This one is in 215, but it has like a yellow, you can see like there's a yellowish tinge to it. So you can really use whichever. Try both out, see what you like. So first let me actually set my face before I start crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to use a dry beauty blender that I only use for powder. Should I do one side with the translucent powder and then one side with the color powder? I feel like I should. Okay, so let's do translucent powder on this brow. Literally, you guys, grab powder and then just set your eyebrow. I swear, it sounds so crazy, but watch. Okay, so this is before. They look good. Like, they look good. Like I said, you don't have to do this step. But if you want to do, like, the Celeste eyebrow routine, like, full glam eyebrow, this is what I do. I literally don't, like, drag, obviously. Just, like, stamp and pull off. Stamp and pull off. And then just keep stamping until all the powder is pressed in. Okay, so that's translucent brow. You see how it just looks like, it looks like your brow, like, when you set it. Like, this looks like a drawn on eyebrow, and this looks like it's your eyebrow, bitch. Like, it's matte. Like, it's my brow. Like, even from afar, ooh. I think I might like the colored powder better. And if you feel like it got a little too dusty or whatever, you can obviously just go in with a spoolie, or you can also go in with your brow powder. But look at that. I love the way that looks. Okay, now let's do the colored powder. I'm using the same freaking sponge. And it's set. Oh, that was a lot. So what this is doing is not only setting your brow pencil in place, but it's also setting all the concealer we used all around your brow. So that's why it was so super important to make sure that it was all blended out, because if it's not and you try and go in and set it, it's gonna, like, you're gonna see all the imperfections. So make sure you blend really well. Just brushing them out. Boom. You tell me which ones y'all like, which one you like more. But yeah, this is what I do, guys. Like, I have a really oily T-zone too, so my eyebrows get oily. So I was like, why don't I just set them? And then I actually really like the way they look. And then you can still go in with a brow gel. I usually do, but I do that like as one of my last steps. I'm usually using this one. This is the NYX, the glue brow. This one's really good. Also, I use this one when I want more color to my brow hairs. And then I used to use this as a kid. This brand of mascara, they make a clear one. This works really well too. There's a lot of options for clear brow gel, but if you have a favorite already, just use what you have. That's what I would recommend. Here, I'll do the brow mascara so you guys can see. Because this will just bring the hair back to life, you know? And you see how, like, my brows, they don't look, like, I just like setting them, I think, because they don't look super bold. Now, they just look, like, clean and put together, but they're still there, you know? Flashback to when I first started. Can we get a flashback? And then now, yeah. She has brows now. Very light-handedly, and then I go in the front, opposite way, and pull out these little front ones, just because I like that look. See? Brow gel, no brow gel. It's basically like pomading, like using pomade in your hair, like you're just making the hair stay where you want it, you know? And then I'll come back when I finish my makeup so you guys can see what it looks like with the full glam. But that is the finished brow look. But I'll be right back with, like, the rest of my face. I just remembered this little interlude. Whenever you're finished doing your brows and you're, like, moving on to your face, bring your bronzer down right next to your brow. Like, essentially right next to it. Just because I feel like it helps blend them in with the rest of your face, so there's not like a an outline around, like a halo, you know, unless you like that. But if you don't, I just bring it down to like the tail of my brow, like that, and then it just makes it look more seamless. I just thought about that while I was doing my bronzer, so I thought I would let y'all know. Just saying. Okay, so here's me with the rest of my face. Here's what the brows look like. Look very cute. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my brow routine, little tips and tricks. If you guys want any more videos on anything that I do, just let me know. If you guys liked this video, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, leave a comment if you guys want to see anything else. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.